We are going to go through every single person that has a pending asylum claim and ensure that they deserve to still be in this country.
The Trump administration now halting all asylum decisions after a 29-year-old Afghan national allegedly shot two members of the National Guard. It happened in Washington, D.C. last week. He is now facing one count of first-degree murder. That's after Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom died from her wounds. Air Force Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, he remains in critical condition. Let's bring in NewsNation's Allie Bradley, who is live for us in New Orleans. That's where a new immigration operation will soon be starting. So before we talk about that, Allie, what more can you tell us about this shooter and how this attack is impacting the U.S. immigration system?
Yeah, big impacts here. And DHS Secretary Kristi Noem and Attorney General Pam Bondi both saying that that suspect in that shooting, that he was actually radicalized here in the United States after leaving Afghanistan. So 29-year-old Ramanullah Lakanwal, he was actually reportedly vetted by the CIA and the Counterterrorism Center before he entered the U.S. in 2021. We know he came as part of the Biden-era program, Operation Allies Welcome. But Noem said the Biden administration during the Afghanistan withdrawal, quote, put people on airplanes, brought them to the United States without vetting them. They brought them into our country, and then they said they would vet them afterwards. And that vetting was reportedly an issue across the board, especially when it comes to adversarial countries. A retired Border Patrol sector chief is sounding the alarm on migrants from special interest countries, those 19 that the administration identified, like Afghanistan, highlighting a lack of vetting and even secrecy demanded under the Biden administration. Take a listen.
I wasn't allowed to put the increased numbers out. I wasn't allowed to put any information out into the media when we arrested somebody that was a special interest alien. Those that were allowed in and were processed in very likely didn't have as much, the folks looking into them didn't have as much time or ability to do all of the vetting that would usually be done. With a country like Venezuela, if we're not dealing with them and they're not sending information that they have, then we're blind to that information.
Some kind of hard comments to hear there. Now, that comes as roughly 2.4 million asylum seekers who poured in during the previous administration might now face a new fate. The massive group was essentially protected under due process, but now with the administration pausing any new claims and reviewing those millions of other cases, they could see their cases scrapped altogether and ultimately could be eligible for removal. Immigration experts say what the Trump administration is doing is legal for now.
So it is possible that they could pause or delay or add additional screening mechanisms to the process. However, just a complete stop on processing indefinitely will probably not be permitted by the courts.
Interesting here, because while he was speaking with reporters yesterday on Air Force One, he actually told our Libby Dean that when it comes to how long he would be pausing these asylum claims, he said, quote, a long time. And he said, because some of them are no good. Nichole.
All right. So, Allie, you were there in New Orleans. That is reportedly the next stop for major immigration enforcement. What more can you tell us at this point?
Yes, so we know right now Chief Gregory Bovino, he's the one that will be running the operations here in New Orleans. He also ran the operations in Chicago, L.A., and Charlotte as well. They're actually in transit right now to get to the Louisiana area, New Orleans area. So those operations will begin in the coming days. But why New Orleans? Well, as you might imagine, we obtained data exclusively from our sources, as we usually do here at NewsNation. When it comes to the Louisiana area, we're looking at nearly 80,000 illegal immigrants with a final order of removal. More than 15,000 are convicted criminals out of nearly 350,000 active ICE cases. And when we talk about those special interest countries, we have some data on those as well. So we're talking about roughly 35,000 cases in the Louisiana area. When it comes to those 19, quote, high-risk countries, those special interest countries, we know that at least 2,200 of them are living in this area with a final order of removal. That means a judge said they don't qualify for asylum and they have to leave. Now, 570 of them are roughly convicted criminals, Nichole. So that gives us kind of a picture as to why we will see some sweeping enforcement here in New Orleans as well.
All right. Allie Bradley live for us there in Louisiana. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.